Hello underachievers! I have a bunch of announcements and a few life updates, so if you don't care about my life, then just skip to this code. Obviously, first things first, I released a song called KICKIN Trash. It's cool, it's swag, you can stream it on Spotify, and there is a music video, so go check that out. Secondly, this is something I haven't mentioned on YouTube, but I am releasing my debut EP, Stuff From My Brain, on Friday the 10th of September. There's a pre-save link in the description, and it will really help me out if you pre-saved it and shared it with your buddies. There's also some super cool Stuff From My Brain merch. We have a new t-shirt with the Stuff From My Brain photo on it, and then we also have lots of signed posters that I will sign individually, myself. So if you want that, click the link in the description. There's a link for that as well. It's a 6-song EP, and there are two unreleased songs that you won't have heard unless you come see me at one of my shows, which are so nearly sold out. Oh my god. Southampton is sold out. London sold out within an hour. Manchester is sold out. Bristol has a few VIP tickets left because for some reason the website screwed up and the VIP tickets weren't available for some people. But if you want to come see me, and you want to guarantee that you get to say hi, then come grab the Bristol VIP tickets, because there's a few left. And it's your last chance, really. Oh yeah, I'm also playing Slam Dunk Festival on the 4th and 5th of September. If you want to go to the equivalent of the Warped Tour in the UK, then head along to Slam Dunk, where I'll be playing. There's also some, like, obviously incredibly cool bands that are so much cooler than me that are there. But I left a link in the description if you want to get tickets for that. I also started a Discord that Corey made, and there are some really cool people in the Discord. And if you're going to one of my shows, there's individual channels for each show, so you can make friends that are also going to the same show as you. And final announcement, not really an announcement, I got a haircut. The bleach killed my hair, and I'm going to a wedding, and I'm going on tour, and I just needed a haircut, so I chopped it all off. It's all gone. No hair left. Now on to the video! So, I've been known to make videos about straight people. I'm just, like, really interested in the culture. I find straight culture very interesting. I am surrounded by queers 24/7, so at this point, straight people fascinate me. And before you get upset about these straight videos, I'm bisexual, so I also claim the straight part of me. Am I allowed to reclaim the straight slurs? I can't think of any straight slurs. I've had hundreds of hate messages, a few death threats, and several comments like this on my label's Instagram, which is always fun. But today we're doing something a little bit different. We're not actually making fun of straight people, because I have a theory that straight people are actually catching up. I think they're becoming self-aware. Or at least this straight boy is. So I was scrolling through TikTok and this video came up. And before I show you this video, I just want to let you guys know that the guy in these videos is a minor. I don't want you to send hate messages or anything like that, or harassment to anybody I make videos about. But, like, especially kids. Like, he's a 17-year-old, so, like, do not comment weird messages or creepy messages. He has, like, over 1 million followers, so I'm sure, like, those comments will get lost anyway. But, like, either way, just don't. It's a child. So here's a video. Now, this to me reads as a self-aware straight boy. To me, it's like very obviously a take, and I don't know if he's just taking in general, but if he's taking the out straight TikTok, I approve of it, of course. It seems like a joke, right? But in the comments, it's another story. Help! No one relates to this. Are you not embarrassed? I'm so glad I'm a lesbian. Those are words I never thought would come out of my mouth. You watched the video, but still thought it's okay to post it. And then someone was like, bad day for being alive. How do you go to school after this? What does this even mean? How did you come to the conclusion that this script was the one? Now, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like they're kind of not onto the joke. So, from this initial TikTok, I got the impression that he had caught up with the gays. Or at least, you know, he's almost there. He may be lagging behind a bit. But then I scrolled through some of his other TikToks, and I'm not entirely sure. So today, I thought it would be a fun video for us to decide. Have the straights caught up? Are they catching up? Has this straight boy caught up? Because obviously, that TikTok I just showed you was a take. But, I feel like they're bordering on, like, maybe he's not entirely joking. So here's a TikTok about him noticing his girl taking off her makeup. So, there's nothing wrong with this TikTok. It's just a kid being like, oh, my girlfriend gets prettier when she takes her makeup off. But the looks that he gives the camera, I identify them as, like, straight TikTok looks. A lot of straight TikTok boys try and seduce the camera, which is something that I feel like, at least the side of gay TikTok that I'm on, I feel like gays don't do that. I feel like we're too self-aware to do that. But then again, even if he's not taking the he's not doing any damage. Like, a lot of straight talk. A lot. Oh, God. Next week's video, I found the worst man. I found the worst heterosexual man. But this kid, he's just, you know, being positive. My girlfriend looks pretty without her makeup. Now, so I looked in the comments, and somebody had commented this, and I'm going to blur out some of the information because it's just a weird thing to say. But this person said, "Hey Andrew, I know you from school. Proof? Your dad's name is blank. You have a small dog and you play piano." That's really weird, right? I used to get similar comments like that when I was still in school. I delete them straight away. And then somebody responded to that comment saying, "Please show everyone his videos," which I feel like if you've got 1 million followers on TikTok, people from your school have seen your TikToks. I feel like these comments are bordering on needlessly mean, like they were with Jacob Sartorius. I made a video called "Leave Jacob Sartorius Alone" in like 2016. So I was ahead of my time, but you know, I just feel like teenage boys are cringy. Every teenager is cringe. I am cringe. We're all cringe. Nothing wrong with it, but I make videos taking the piss out of straight people that, you know, are saying harmful things or enforcing harmful, you know, stereotypes. That's my vibe. I do not vibe with, you know, just being needlessly mean because somebody's a little cringe. The comments I've seen on this guy's videos, bordering on Jacob Sartorius 2016 hate, not a fan. So his next TikTok, he's given the opportunity to, you know, switch bodies with his girlfriend. See, like, I'm like, there's a level of self-awareness. My immediate response when I see somebody doing this, like, I'm like, okay, they understand that they're taking the out of people that do that. I think that's what he's doing, but if you switch bodies with your partner, would you want to have sex with yourself? I think that is the question. If I switch bodies with my partner, I would want to have sex with somebody else. I wouldn't want to do it with myself, but maybe that's just a reflection of my, body image. Okay, like, yeah, he's self-aware. Like, he knows what he's doing. Sorry, I know this may be, like, not interesting to some people at all, but I have never been on straight TikTok, so I have never witnessed a straight boy being self-aware. That sounds bad. Like, I just haven't. So the fact that this straight guy is, like, taking the out of straight talk as well, that is baffling to me. Somebody in the comments said, wait for that time of the month. Not that I would wish discomfort or pain on anybody, but I just think it would be so interesting if people born male could just wake up one day and have to struggle with periods. Like, they would not know what to do, and even if they just had it for an hour, they'd be like, holy this sucks. No more period jokes, honestly. So next TikTok is about his first time showering with his girlfriend. So this is one of the TikToks that kind of confuses me because I'm getting too many different vibes. Like, he's still trying to be cute at the end of the video, but he's also choosing to compare his genitals to a baby worm. Obviously, the first TikTok I showed you was quite something. So there's a bunch of TikToks of just stuff like this, which is understandable. I know some people do want to get peed on. Not me personally. I have no desire to pee on anyone or be peed on. I don't know why I felt the need to let you guys know that I don't want to be peed on. Just in case you were wondering. So here's the age-old, oh, my girlfriend calls me daddy, but sometimes when I'm around her dad thinks she's talking to him. Which, like, to be honest, I don't think anybody should be calling a 17-year-old daddy. Even another 17-year-old. Like, I literally hate the internet. There should not be teenagers calling each other daddy. Oh my god, I've seen, like, 14-year-olds calling themselves twinks. We need to, like, lock parts of the internet, until you become an adult. Sorry, but, like, who goes for a napkin like this? Can I have a napkin, daddy? Oh, yeah, sure. Like, I just feel like that's not something, that's just not, it just doesn't. I don't know why TikTok is the place where people just visualize their fantasies and just put it in video. I don't know why that's such like a popular genre on TikTok, because a lot of the time people will make TikToks like, haha, wouldn't it be funny if this happened? Huh, I don't want it. And then they just act it out, and it's pretty obvious that they do. The most confusing thing about this guy is like, who is his audience? Because I know there'll be probably a bunch of like 11-year-old girls that are like obsessed with him. But I know that there will also be people that consistently hate watch him. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what kind of reaction he's trying to get from the people that watch his TikToks. Like, is he secretly hoping that a bunch of dudes will be like, oh yeah, bro, I hate when that happens. It's so relatable when my girl calls me daddy and her dad answers. I would hope, and the reason I'm making this video is because I do genuinely think he's self-aware. I do think this straight boy is catching up, and I hope that he makes these TikToks because he's making fun of the people that make these TikToks unironically. But then sometimes it still feels like he's doing it unironically. Like this TikTok. Like, is this a joke? Like, I'm really just confused. Like, is he being serious? Like, is this unironic? Like, is it, like, a bit like, oh, isn't it funny when this happens? Or is it like, haha, these TikToks are stupid? And I know I'm clearly not on his level. I'm clearly behind. Maybe the straights are advancing past us. Or maybe I just don't understand straight TikTok. Because, like, there's TikToks like this. First off, I hate spit takes because they're never real. And I hate when people do fake spit takes in person because they're like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if I did a spit take? And they think it's funny. I don't know why it annoys me. I just hate it so much. Like, no, you did not spit out all of that just because you thought something was funny. I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with me. I tend to not even laugh when things are funny. But like, what? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm uncomfortable, like, the way that he's looking at the camera because it feels like he's looking at me, and I understand that's the aim. But also, like, does anyone really pick up a girl with Jason Derulo lyrics? I feel like they don't, and there's a bug. I only recently realized that What You Say, Jason Derulo is saying that he cheated on a woman and he wants her back. Like, I was so wrong for so long, only trying to please myself. Girl, I was caught up in her loss when I don't really want no one else. I know I should have treated you better, but me and you were meant to last forever. Like, I don't think, I know I'm taking this so seriously, I'm not really, but I am just genuinely upset that a man would release a song like, oh, like, I know I cheated on you, but, like, me and you were meant to be together, we're supposed to last forever. Like, no, like, you cheated, I'm sorry. What I'm saying is, I know that this is ironic, right? I'm saying I know it's ironic as if I actually do know if it's ironic. I don't actually know if he is trying to, you know, impress girls in the comments. But if I was a girl and someone tried to pick me up with Jason Derulo lyrics, that'd be a red flag. I feel silly for even, like, remotely taking this seriously, because obviously he's not gonna pick up a girl like, but your booty don't need explaining. But it's this, like, it's this side of TikTok where I'm like, I don't know why this TikTok is being made. It's just really confusing to me, because I know that, like, people just make up these weird scenarios because they secretly want them to happen, and then they act them out on TikTok, and people are like, dude, what the f*** are you doing? But then there's also secretly an amount of people that are like, oh, I like that, and I don't know if that is his intention, or if he's just taking the Like, this TikTok especially confuses me. Like, he obviously has a towel on his head. That's supposed to be his girl character. Which is obviously a joke. Like, that part is a joke. This whole TikTok is probably a joke, and I'm just not understanding it, but we gotta go ball. Like, it's funny. Like, I feel like I'm looking way too deep into this, because I do want to figure out if the straight people are becoming self-aware. But I think maybe this guy's just trying to be funny. This video just turned into me being confused about straight people for a solid, like, 20 minutes, Jamp. How long is this video now? My brain is broken, because I truly do not understand. But yeah, comment below. Do you think this straight man has caught up? Do you think he's self-aware? Or do you think he's not? I think he is. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Have a good day or don't. See you later, losers. Check out the links in my description. God. Anyway, goodbye. See you later, losers. I'm punching you in the face. I'm punching you directly in the face. How does it feel? What about these ones? You know, when people box like this? How you feel if I do that?